Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the mechanism of enzyme action and catalysis. The key concepts underlying this topic are how enzymes slow down the energy of activation and theories to explain the mechanism of enzyme substrate complex formation. It means that how the enzyme substrate complex formation uh, took place. And what are the acid-base catalysis, substrate strain, covalent catalysis, and the entropy effects? First of all, the catalysis is the prime function of enzyme. It means that the primary function or the for most uh, important uh, function or objective of the enzyme is to catalyze the certain chemical reaction. And enzymes are powerful catalyst for any metabolic reaction which is going to take place in certain living system. And the nature of catalysis taking place in biological system is similar to that of non-biological catalysis, like the type of catalysis which is going to take place uh, in industry, like in the synthesis of ammonia Haber's process. Certain catalysts are used during the hydrogenation of the oil into ghee, or for the solidification, certain catalysts are required, ready nickel. It means that these are the catalysts for the non-living world, but for the living world, the catalysts are the enzymes. And for any chemical reaction to occur, the reactants have to be in an activated state or the transition state. It means that reactant must get some energy in order to overcome the transition state barrier, and it means that there must be the formation of intermediate stage, which is responsible for the conversion of product into for the formation of product or conversion of reactant into product or the substrate into product. First of all, is for about enzyme is that enzymes load out the activation energy. It means that the energy which is required by the reactant to undergo the reaction and convert into product, they must require some energy, and this energy is in the form of activation energy. And like when the reactants, when heated, attain the activation energy, it means that in a common process which are going to take place in lab or in the industry, the common practice is to heat up these reactant. It means that their energy content or enthalpy content, we raise them, and therefore we must say in this way that they attain the activation energy, and this activation energy is responsible for the conversion of reactant into product or for the speed of reaction, or it means that in few hours and or you can say in the less time, the reactants are converted into products. And the catalyst or the enzymes in the biological system reduces the activation energy, and this causes the reaction to proceed at the lower temperature. It means that catalyst or the enzyme which are in the biological system, the main focus or the major role of enzyme is to reduce this activation energy level, and therefore the reaction, it causes the reaction to occurs at the low activation energy state or the lower temperature state, and therefore enzyme don't alter the equilibrium constant. It means that the Kc value, or for any reaction for Kw value, it will not undergo any alteration in terms of plus minus value, but they only enhance the velocity of the reaction to takes place. It means that velocity or the speed of the reaction uh, is going to be increased if the reaction which has happened to occur in like in hours, but due to the presence of the enzyme, this reaction may takes place few minutes, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It means that the responsibility or the major role of enzyme is to lower down the activation energy, which is attained or which is gained into the product reactant to convert into product. It means that this activation energy is contained, is retained, is placed or kept into the reactant, and reactant must have some specific activation energy in order to convert into product. Next is role of catalyst or enzyme is comparable with the tunnel made in a mountain to reduce the barriers, as it's illustrated in the upcoming slide in the form of graphical representation. Like the role of a catalyst or enzyme is compared with the tunnel, and tunnel is the small, you can say, underneath the passage, which is made into the mountain in order that like in order to pass through a long passage, uh, which take more energy, more fuel consumption, and more time. But the tunnel is made in order that traffic or the passage for the you can say transport of goods or the transport of supplies can be made accessible, can be made easier, and therefore the enzyme lower the energy barrier of the reactant, and thereby making the reaction to go faster, to complete in less time. And therefore the enzyme reduces the activation energy of the reactants in such a way that all the biological systems occur at the body temperature. It means that different biological mechanism or the metabolic reactions, they all takes place in the body, and the body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. It means that all such type of the reaction are going to take place in the body below the 40 degrees centigrade, and this low temperature condition are made due to the presence of enzymes. Therefore enzymes reduces the activation energy need for the reactant. It means that the reactants can easily be converted into product due to the presence of enzyme, and therefore all the metabolic reactions takes place at the physiological temperature of the body of the living system. Like in case of human being, it's only the 37 degrees centigrade. Here is the graphical representation and the effect of enzyme on the activation energy of a certain chemical reaction. And here you can see that it's the stage A and stage B. This stage is for the reactants, and it's for the product stage, like product is formed over here. And therefore the reactant has to undergo this long pathway and convert into product at this stage in the absence of enzyme. It means that this is the energy along the y-axis, and this energy is too much at it means that in the absence of enzyme, the activation energy barrier is quite bigger one. But it's a symbolical representation given over here as the mountain and the tunnel. Like it's a big mountain, and the tunnel is made in order to go or pass through the smaller pathway, and therefore it's the activation energy which is kept when there is enzyme in the reaction. And this is the activation energy, you can say, difference, which is due to the presence of enzyme and due to the absence of enzyme. It means that the product formation or the reactant conversion into the product, it will take a small energy barrier or less activation energy need are felt by the reactants to convert into product. And therefore here is the role or positive role of or the effect of the enzyme on the activation energy, that it reduces the activation energy barrier low down, and therefore the k w or the constant for the any chemical reaction will remain safe, but only the speed of the reaction will be enhanced if it's going to be happen into hours, that it may take place in a few minutes. First one is this enzyme substrate complex formation, and the prime requisite or the prime you can say need or the stage or the step is for enzyme catalysis is that the substrate must combine with the enzyme at its active site, where there is small amino acid sequences which is responsible for carrying out or binding the substrate into the you can say enzyme active site, and therefore enzyme substrate complex is formed, and which ultimately results in the release of the product P, and again the enzyme is free, and which can take place or which can carry out another chemical reaction or the metabolic reaction into the body. And there have been put few theories which explain the mechanism of enzyme substrate complex formation, that how this enzyme substrate complex formation takes place, and how this complex like E is broken down into the product P and the free enzyme. And here are description about these theories. Like first is the lock and key model or the Fisher Temple template theory. It means that, as the name indicates, that the representation or the symbolism is given like the lock and key. Like a lock has a very fixed, you can say, modulation, or you can say a lock has inner on its inner side. It has the cavity or the space, or you can say fixed conformation already, which is placed inside of lock. And similarly, the model or the size or the shape of the key is also the pre-formulated and it's hard one. And therefore, there is no scene or no picture is present that which is prevailing that lock and key has like some sort of flexibility. It means that they are the prematured or they are the preformed shapes, and there is none of the flexibility aspect is there. And therefore this theory which was put forth by the Fisher, and it's also called the template. Template means pre-shaped position or pre-shaped conformation is there. And this theory was proposed by the German biochemist Emil Fischer, and this is in fact the very first model which was proposed to explain an enzyme catalyzed reaction. And after the proposal of this Fisher template theory, many theories have been put forth, which explain how the enzyme is responsible for binding the substrate, and how this ES complex has broken down into the product. And therefore, according to this model, the structure or the conformation of enzyme is quite rigid one. It means that it's quite pre-shaped, and there is no sort of flexibility aspect is there. And therefore, the substrate fits into the pre-shaped uh, binding position, or which is called the active site, just as key fits into the proper lock, or like hand fits into the proper gloves. Therefore, substrate fits into the pre-shaped or the rigid surface of like a pre-modulated or pre-templated active site, and therefore it's like the hand fit into a proper glove. And thus, the active site of enzyme is quite rigid one. It means that no sort of like flexibility aspect is there, and therefore the pre-shaped template where only a specific substrate can bind. It means that if there is no flexibility aspect is there, or therefore the role of enzyme will be like a rigid structure, and therefore only the pre-shaped substrate will have the capacity or the ability to you can say the bind with the active site of the enzyme. And this model, therefore, which was the Fisher template model, it doesn't give any scope for the flexible nature of the enzyme. And even if you have seen that many stories or the many, you can say, properties of enzymes are due to their flexibility, and hence the model totally fails to explain many facts of the enzymatic reaction, and like the most important being the effect of allosteric modulators. And you have seen that in a certain way, when we have discussed the allosteric inhibition, that yes, inhibitor or the you can say activator in some cases also bind with the backbone or the back skeleton of the enzyme in such a way that it helps in modulating or formation of the active site, that by the when the you can say the allostatic effector binds at the back of the enzyme. Therefore, it helps in the formation of the active site. When it helps in the conformation or the formation of the active site, it means that yes, the structure of enzyme is not the rigid one; it's quite flexible one. It means that if we consider this lock and key model, then how we will explain this effect of the allosteric modulators? We can't explain it. And next is the induced fit theory or the Koshland's model. Koshland in 1958 proposed a more acceptable and realistic model for the enzyme substrate complex formation. And as per this model, the active site is not the rigid or the pre-shaped like we have discussed in the lock and key model. It means that Koshland model depicts that the you can say the enzyme is not the rigid structure; it's quite flexible one. Therefore, the essential features of the substrate binding site are present in the nascent active site. It means that these essential features for the, you can say, change in the conformation of the enzyme, so that the active site may be formulated in the form of the pocket or the space so that the substrate can easily bind. It means that such type of the specific or the essential features are already exist at the point where which is later on named as the active site. It's already present in the enzyme, certain, you can say, site which is denoted as the active site, and the interaction of the substrate with the enzyme induces a fit or the conformation change in the enzyme. And it means that yes, like the specific substrate bind with a specific enzyme, and when substrate is going to be bind with the enzyme, therefore in this process the substrate produces some changes in the enzyme conformation, and these changes are responsible for the formation of you can say induces or responsible for the formation of certain space, cavity, or the pocket, and which resulting in the formation of the strong substrate binding site. It means that after the interaction between the substrate and the enzyme, there are changes in the conformation of the enzyme, and these changes are responsible for the strong binding of the substrate with the enzyme at its active site. Unless or until the substrate bindings is not sufficiently tight one or the stronger one, then the enzyme will not be able to convert the substrate or the reactant into the product. And further, due to the induced fit, it means that such type of changes are induced, such type of changes are produced after the interaction of the substrate with the enzyme. The appropriate amino acid of the enzymes are repositioned to form the active site. It means that when there is going to be changes are going to be occur in the conformation of enzyme, it means that uh, amino acid sequences are you can say repositioned or somehow changed at the active site, and therefore this changings which are going to take place in the positions of the amino acid sequences, they are responsible for the process of catalysis to take place. And therefore the induced fit model has the sufficient experimental evidences, and these experimental evidences came from the X-ray diffraction studies. And these studies show that yes, the enzyme and the substrate binding or interaction is not like the in the pre-shaped or then the you can say the template, but such type of the changes or interaction when they are going to take place, they are responsible for the changes in the amino acid sequences at the active site, and similarly these changes result in the change in the conformation of the enzyme, and therefore which result in the tight or the strong binding between the substrate and the enzyme. Therefore, Koshland model also explained the action of the allosteric modulators and competitive inhibition on the enzyme, that how competitive inhibitions they occurs and how allosteric modulator which are going to bind with the enzyme other than the active site at the backbone or the in nearby of the active site, they bind with the enzyme. Next is the substrate strain theory. Strain means tension. It means that this theory deals with some sort of you can say induction of the strain or the stress or tension in the substrate, and therefore in this model the substrate is strained. Strain means under tension due to the induced conformation change in the enzyme. It means that when substrate has bound to the enzyme, therefore this binding are responsible for the changes in the conformation of the active site, and therefore when there is changes in the conformation of active site, simultaneously the substrate also happens to undergo the process of the tension or process of the stress. Therefore it results in the development of strain in the substrate. It is also possible that when a substrate binds to the preformed active site, the enzyme induces a strain to the substrate. It means that it is also possible that when the substrate is going to be bind with the preformed active shape, and therefore the enzyme is responsible for the induction or the production of the strain or the tension into the substrate. And when there is strain into the substrate, it leads to the release of the strain, and this release is release of strain or tension is happens in a term that there is formation of the product from the strained or the stressed substrate. In fact, a combination of the induced fit model, which explained that the active site is not the pre-formulated, active site is not the templated or the pre-shape, but there is some sort of flexibility aspect or the property into the enzyme, and therefore its combination with the substrate strain, therefore the binding of the substrate with the enzyme result in the development of the strain in the substrate, and this strain results in the release of strain in such a way there is quickly formation of the product, and therefore it is considered to be quite operative and functional in the enzymatic action. It means that yes, the substrain strain theory is also very important one because it also explains the process of catalysis by the enzyme. Here is the overall picture of all these theories like number first, Abe explained that there is enzyme and the substrate bind with the pre-formulated or the rigid active site. It means that the template or the shape is also already present, only the substrate bind with it. And therefore, this model explains the lock and key phenomena, or overall it is called lock and key model. For you can say mechanism B for the ES complex formation, which is called the induced fit theory. The shape of active site is not like that of or analog to the substrate. Therefore, when substrate binds, there is change, or there is change in the conformation or modulation, or you could say reduction of the fit, and therefore substrate bind to the active site, and therefore it is called the induction of the theory, and therefore overall induction fit theory due to the formation of the you can say induced active site. And number C is the substrate strain theory. When substrate binds, then there is occurrence of the stress or strain into the substrate, and therefore overall this release to the this lead to the formation of product, or product is released from the strained substrate, and enzyme is made free from it. And therefore it's not the comprehensive theory. These two theories are quite comprehensive one, and they go side by side to explain the ES complex formation and its conversion into the product. Next are some mechanisms which explain the enzyme catalysis. And the formation of enzyme substrate complex is very crucial for the catalysis to occur, and for the uh, product formation. And now it is estimated that if the reaction is enzyme catalyzed, then it proceeds about 10 raised to the power 6 to 12 times more faster than the non catalyzed reactions. It means that role of enzyme is so much crucial for the you can say conversion of substrate into the product. And the enhancement in the rate of reaction is mainly due to the four processes. These processes occurs go side by side. It means that along with acid base catalysis like substrate strain may also occur. Along with substrate, covalent catalysis may also occur, and entropy effect may also be taking place over there. And these four are the acid base catalysis, substrate strain, covalent catalysis, and the entropy effect. First of all is the acid base catalysis, and the role of acids and bases is quite important in the enzymology. And at the physiological pH, like the body pH 7.4, histidine is the most important amino acid that protonated form of which function as an acid, like the histidine structure is given. Its amino group is protonated as NH3 positive. It bears the positive charge, and is carboxylic and bears the negative charge. And this is conjugated like transition occurs in the carbon oxygen double bond and the hydroxyl group. Therefore, at the physiological pH, this histidine amino acid is it is present in the protonated form at the amino group end, and it function as the acid because it can yes release the proton from the NH3 positive end, and therefore its corresponding and its corresponding conjugate behaves as the base. And the other acids are the OH group of the tyrosine. It means that amino acid overall it's the amino acid, but at some end or the functional group behaves as the acid or the basis. And these acid and the basis ends are present at the active site of the enzyme, and these amino acids sequences which are responsible for the formulation of the active site, or you can say which are originated after the changes or the conformational changes at the active site of the enzyme. And the OH group of the tyrosine, here is the formula of the tyrosine. It has the amino group and the carboxylic uh, acid group at one terminal, and its OH group behaves as acid, means that yes, this hydrogen can be released as the proton and O negative charge is formed. And the SH group of the cysteine, lysistine, it's the terminal SH sulfhydryl group, and the hydrogen can be released. And the H amino acid H amino group of the lysine amino acid as well. It means that these are the amino acid which acts as the or which impart the role of the acid and base, and which is important in the enzymology. And the conjugates of these acids and the carboxylic like CO negative, uh, it means the CO negative or carboxylate is formed after the release of the H, and therefore they behaves as the conjugate overall basis, and therefore their role will be regarded as the basis at the amino acid sequences which are present at the active site. And same this type of the acid base catalysis is important for the ribonuclease nuclease enzyme, and this enzyme is responsible for the cleavage of the phosphodiester bond in the pyrimidine loci, and which is present in the RNA. It's the classical example of the role of the acid and base uh, of the, you can say, amino acid in the catalysis. It means that this acid-base catalysis mechanism is responsible for the enzymatic reaction or enzymatic role of the overall enzyme, and they behaves as the catalyst. Next is the substrate strain theory. And it's the substrate strain. It means that how the substrate strain occurs, and induction of the strain on the substrate for the ES formation, as it has been already discussed. And during the course of the strain induction or the formation, the energy level of the substrate is raised, and when the energy level is raised, it means that the substrate is unstable and it wants to attain the stability, and this stability is attained when it is breakdown or relieved into the form of the product. Therefore this high energy level of the substrate is recorded as like it has attained the transition state, and which is responsible for the conversion of substrate into product. And the same type of mechanism is observed by the lysozyme enzyme, which is also called as enzyme of tears, and it cleaves the beta 1,4 glycosidic bond, and therefore its action is believed to be due to the combination of the substrate strain that it causes strain, and also the acid base catalysis like some amino acids and behaves as the acid, whereas the other behaves as the base in the form of conjugates. Next is the covalent catalysis. Covalent means some sort of the covalent interaction is there, and these interactions develop between the substrate and the enzyme. And in the covalent catalysis, the negatively charged and or the negatively charged position of the molecule, it behaves as the nucleophile, and the positively charged behaves as the electrophilic. And such type of the electrophilic and nucleophilic groups, they are present at the active site of the enzyme, and they are responsible for the binding of the substrate, and therefore because the binding is through the covalent bonds, and therefore this is recorded as the covalent catalysis. And this group attacks the substrate that result in the covalent binding of the substrate to the enzyme. It means that the binding of the substrate with the enzyme is very tight one, and therefore the formation of ES complex is quite energetic one. Activation energy is quite sufficient to change into product. And example is quoted like here in the serine proteases, due to the presence of serine at their active end or the site. Covalent catalysis along with the acid-base catalysis is also shown to be occur, and therefore some amino acids are responsible in it, and they are the chymotrypsin, trypsin, and the thrombin. It means that it's not the only mechanism like the acid-base catalysis is going to be takes place solely, but one or a more aspect of the catalysis is going to be takes place in the combination. Therefore, we can say that these all type of mechanism go side by side to induce the tight binding of the substrate uh, onto the enzyme. Next is the proximity catalysis. Proximity means to become closer. It means that some sort of closeness is there, or we can talk about the closeness between the substrate and the enzyme, and therefore the reactants should come in the close proximity to the enzyme. They should go near to the enzyme, and for appropriate catalysis to occur, the higher the concentration of substrate molecule while they are in close proximity to the enzyme, the greater will the rate of reaction, as we have seen that what is the effect of concentration of the substrate on the enzyme. And in that graphical representation we have gone through, yes, when there is an increase in the substrate concentration, the rate of reaction also increases. And therefore, as the enzyme binds with the substrate molecule at the active site, the catalysis will increase several folds or several times, at least 1,000 folds. And in the actual catalysis of the enzymes, more than one of the processes like acid-base catalysis, substrate strain, covalent catalysis, and proximity catalysis are simultaneously operative. It means that only one mechanism will not operate. These can operate simultaneously or collectively at one time. And therefore, this will help the substrate to attain a transition state quite quickly, and therefore leading to the formation of a product. It's all about today's lecture, and for assignments, there are two questions given over here. Number first is, what are the four functions of enzyme? It means that there are many functions of enzyme, but you have to quote only four main functions of enzymes. Second one is, can enzyme be used many times? It means that if a certain reaction is catalyzed by an enzyme, and if there is production of the product or the formation of product, and again enzyme is released, then it's the question, can this enzyme be used many times, like 100 times? Can it be used, or there is some other mechanism which is responsible for the regulation of enzyme concentration in the metabolic system? And it's all about today's lecture, and best wishes and Allah Hafiz.